Good evening, everyone from around the world, wherever you may be, and welcome to the opening round here of TTML here in Season 5. And we're here with the guys in Formula 3, getting ready to go racing around the Bahrain International Circuit here in Sakia, Bahrain. Opening round, of course, is going to be a very interesting one around this 5.4 kilometer circuit with 15 corners to its name. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to come out on top here tonight, and we're going to run you quickly through the driver lineup for tonight. So in the Mercedes, we're going to have URL _special along with Stevie G, a TTML veteran here in the Mercedes. Then of course we got in the Ferrari CPI Vettel and TTG Robin 93. In the Red Bulls we have CR7 and Scuba. That's going to be a very interesting pairing, and I'm kind of already tipping them off to maybe, you know, seal up the constructors, both knowing the great pace that those two drivers have. In the Alpines we have Relentless Nolan and Heartbroken Lion. In the Aston Martins we have Frey Pepper and Wesker in the Aston Martins in the good old British racing green. In the Williams cars we have NSR Guys and Lemmy KAFC. And then in the Haas we have Pewdieboy and Pros Welder. And of course in the Alfa Romeos we have Carlsbury and Ecos K Mark. In the McLarens we have Vettel and Mad Jonas, another strong pairing right there in the Papaya Orange cars. And of course in the AlphaTauris we have Yogi and Kobe. And of course the reserves in Formula 3 is TTG _Lemon, NSR Sandal, Vapor Shadow, NSR Pariah, Yaham, Legend, and Jagermol. Apologies, I need to focus up and, you know, try and read some of these names, but I do apologize. But we are here for round number 1. Looks like we got all 20 drivers in tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see who is going to come out on top here at the Bahrain International Circuit, round 1 of the calendar. As I'm quickly going to get the full calendar now to give you a run through of everything that is going to be coming this season. So 10 rounds in the season. We start off here tonight in Bahrain. Next week we go to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, and then to the circuit Catalonia, Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix, then to Spielberg for the Red Bull Ring at Austria, then back home to the home of F1. It is Silverstone, round number 5 at Britain, then to Spa-Francorchamps for round number 6 in Belgium. Suzuka is the place for round number 7 in Japan. Circuit of the Americas for round number 8 in the USA. And then we go to Sao Paulo, Brazil for round number 9. And we end the season at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. And that is going to be the 10 rounds this season. Who is going to come out on top here in Formula 3 in Season 5 of TTML? Looks like we're starting to ready up now, so it won't be too long now until we are into qualifying, and we're going to get this underway. So of course, jumping in tonight into qualifying here at the Bahrain International Circuit, 5.4 kilometers in length, and we are going to see these 20 drivers full throttle trying to get their season off to the best possible start. I am Michael Edwards, also known as Iverbrin Mike. I am flying solo tonight. Unfortunately, my fellow commentator in crime for this season, Easton Thomas, is unfortunately unable to attend tonight, so I am flying solo, and hopefully he will be back for next week in round 2. But we're going to try our best to bring you the action here on our own here tonight, as we are now in qualifying. It's time to get underway. Who is going to be the first man out on track? Qualifying times, I am predicting to be in the high 24s, as it appears that we got Relentless Nolan is going to be the first man out on track. So we're going to go on board with him, as he is going to take us on for a flying lap here in Bahrain. And he's already out on the soft compound tyres. We're seeing a few people in the pits on the set in the mediums. Of course, strategy here is going to be a very interesting one. Of course, you can do soft mediums, you can go soft hards, you can go medium softs, you can go medium hards, and of course you can go hards to softs or hards to mediums. Strategy's wide open. Who is going to go for what strategy? I don't know. It could change on the fly. We could see people transitioning from a 1-stop to a 2-stop. As on board with the man in the Alpine, as he comes down now towards turn 9 and 10. Of course, the other races going on League Racing TV here tonight. Of course, we got Formula 1 being taken through by James Ed and Paco Suarez. And of course, we got Formula 2, which I believe is being taken through by Luke Etheridge. I'm not sure if he does have his co-com with him. I believe he might, Pepsi Freak. Let me know if he is there. But we're going to go on board with a flying lap now with Relentless Nolan. DRS wide open, down across the start-finish line. Looking at the 100-meter board just before he wants to be getting on the brakes, and he goes a little bit deep into turn 1, but we're going to see if it works out for him. Bit of a slide through turn 2, but gets the traction down in turn 3 and opens DRS now on the run down into turn 4. Able to carry the speed, all about getting the traction on. You see a little bit of a wiggle there at the back end for Nolan as we come into the S's, where famously we had the duel of the desert between the Mercedes duo there, as we are now into turn 8. It's a little bit deep there, but able to get the traction down now into turns 9 and 10, all important for the exit, and he gets a very clean exit there, does Relentless Nolan. Now DRS wide open on the run down towards turn 11, and the elevation change now as we climb up the hill. As we go into turn 12, very easy to lose the car on that inside curve, or just lose the car anyway. And I believe we already have someone who's lost the car, and here's Nolan's teammate, Heartbroken Lion, as we run down now towards the penultimate corner. Yes, this is 2 corners, as we got the little kink of 15, and to the line. What is this going to be for Relentless Nolan? It's going to be a 25.4. I know he has more time in the bag, and he'll be looking to find that time and improve. But a good banker so far from Relentless Nolan. We go on board with CR7, as we got Pro Swede Dealer going up into second, and a bit of a spread early on between these laps. Of course, everyone's just trying to get a lap on the board at this point in qualifying. You don't want to be like Heartbroken Lion without a lap on the board. CR7 pops himself up into second place, and oh my god, pros around there. You hate to see it, but that is the nature of turn 4. If you get too greedy on the traction. You will go around as Wesker pops up in the provisional pole with a 25.2. A good lap here from the man in the Aston Martin. As Yaham on the set of the mediums, I think 26.7, but the man on the mediums right now in provisional, best on the mediums is URL Special with a 26 flat. A very good lap there from the man in the Mercedes. See who we got coming towards the end of the lap, I believe. Yep, there's a Pewley boy to the end of the lap. Let's see what the man in the Haas can do. Crosses the line. It's a 26.6 on the set of the mediums. Of course, we are seeing a lot of guys out there right now on the set of the mediums. As Frey Pepper goes, gets knocked down. I believe it was by, was it by Scuba or was it by Robin? He definitely got knocked down by one of these two drivers. It's a little bit quick for me to catch a glance at it. As who have we got on a flying lap? I believe Frey Pepper maybe on a flying lap, not entirely sure. We do have a Alfa Romeo though. He's going to peel off into the pits, and I presume everyone else will be peeling off into the pits, so we're going to find someone who is on an outlap, who is further along on their outlap. It is going to be Kobe, and just easing off, trying to warm up those tyres. As Mad Jonas there goes on provisional pole with a 25.0, so we completely missed that. The man in the McLaren putting down the pace early on, 25.0, and now Kobe gets himself underway with the AlphaTauri, and in behind he is going to have Giles in behind. Pretty cautious through turns 2 and 3, keeping it nice and clean though, and that's what you want up ahead. He does have Relentless Nolan, who is out on an outlap. The man currently sat in P3, as it's a 27.5 for Kobe in sector 1. Not sure where that puts him relative to everyone else. He is going to get quite close to the apex, but they scrub off just a tiny bit at time, and now into turns 9 and 10, all about the exit here, and he does get a pretty nice exit as we run down towards turn 11. Elevation change, he does have a little bit of traffic up ahead. He's going to hope that the McLaren gets out the way, and he does. As we come up to the second sector split, what is this going to be for Kobe? It's a 4.2. His time's looking decent, but he does have car directly in behind him that's going to be pushing him all the way. I believe to the line will come Kobe, and it's going to be a 25.3, and immediately gets out of the way of Nolan, who just gets his lap going. And I believe now we're going to start to see everyone making that transition from the mediums onto a set of the soft compound tyres. So we're going to go back on board with Nolan, who we know has just started a flying lap, as he comes down into turn 4, carries a much more speed through turn 4 this time around. As we go through the S's, you can see he's half a tenth up on the sector 1 time as we come down into turn 8 at the hairpin. A lot tighter on the apex this time around, so Nolan could be finding a decent bit of time. Is he going to put Mad Jonas under pressure here as we go through turns 9 and 10? A very clean exit there from Nolan. As DRS wide open, the run down to turns 11 up the hill. We did see him run just a little bit wide onto the curb last time around, but not this time. What's the sector split going to say? And he is up by 3 tenths, almost 4 tenths of a second there for Relentless Nolan, as he runs down now towards turns 14 and 15. A clean exit here, and he could be right up there with Mad Jonas, maybe even breaking into the 24s. As we see the man with the Alpine, DRS wide open to the line, he'll go, and it is going to be second place right now, front row of the grid for Nolan at this stage. The 25 flat. A CR7 up ahead has just started his lap. We'll come back on board with him maybe a little bit later, as try to find someone who is on a, well, coming to an end of the lap, I believe. Throws is actually Stevie G there, going straight up into third. A good lap there from the man in the Mercedes, as Rose Wilder is coming into the final couple of corners now. Is this going to be an improvement for the man in the Haas to the line? It is an improvement, but it only moves him up one position ahead of Special, who is right now 2 temps up in Sector 1, absolutely flying since his transition to the soft tyres. We're expecting him to climb up the order. The delta difference between the soft and the medium compound tyres is around a second, and as you can see, a little bit of a traffic situation going on in the background with that McLaren and Haas of Paul Swilder. As we got Special coming up, I mean CR7 is going to be crossing the line momentarily. And he goes on provisional pole with a 24.9. Very thankful that we was able to get on board with that when we did. Meanwhile, Scuba 2 temps up. What can the man in the other Red Bull do? He has raced in Division 2, he has raced in Division 1 here in TTML. And right now, he is in 7th place in F3. Meanwhile, URL Special pipping ahead of CR7, so both of these guys into the 24th. We've got Mad Jonas about to start his second lap. We've got Nolan in the pits, not too far off as well. Who is going to be the man on pole position here? Is it going to be CR7? Is it going to be Special? Is it going to be Mad Jonas? Will it be Nolan? Will it be Wesker or Scuba? Who knows? What about Vettel? Giving his teammate a little bit of a tow down into turn 4. And he's not up on his first sector time. Mad Jonas coming down into turn 8 right now. A nice tight line through there. Nice traction coming into 9 and 10. What's his exit going to be like? It's a decent exit. He'll know that it could have been a little bit better, but it was a very decent exit. Just before the 50-meter board, breaking down into 4th gear. Gets on the curb on the outside, and that is not going to help him. We just scrub off time out there as we come into the second sector split. And yeah, he is over a 10th off now, and he'll probably peel off into the pits now and abandon this lap and get himself psyched up for the final run. Well, actually he's going to finish it, so maybe he's got time in the final sector. He does have a bit of time in the final sector, but he did not improve his time. He was 4 thousandths off it, but he knows he's got that time in the final sector as we try and look for the man who at the end of his lap. I believe Wesker is on a cool down lap. Nolan on an out lap, so Nolan's going to be one of the last guys to set well, he's going to be one of those guys to start his run. He's going to be one of the first guys to start his final run. I don't think he's going to be able to get another run in after this, but here we go. DRS wide open as he gets us underway on a run down now into turn 1. DRS wide open, ERS on maximum. Let's see if he can find that extra bit of time to put himself up into pole position. And he's found almost 2 temps in sector 1. This is looking fantastic from Nolan. If he can keep this up, he is looking at a 0.8, maybe even if he can carry this on, maybe snag a 0.7 here as we run down into 9 and 10. Very nice through 9 and 10. Now up the hill through 11 and 12. Let's see what Nolan is going to be like this time around. Very smooth through 11. And he's 4 tenths up. Oh my god, this is going to be an absolutely monstrous lap time from Nolan. And that's a much better line through turn 13 than what he had on his previous lap. As we come now towards the final 2 corners through 14. The little kink of 15 to the line. What is this going to be for Relentless Nolan? To the line, he'll come, and it's going to be a 0.5, 24.5 for Relentless Nolan. Absolutely fantastic lap. And blitzing the field as it currently stands right now. As we got Stevie G now in the end of the second sector, but what a lap time from Relentless Nolan. Stevie G is on par with his lap time so far, but he looks a little bit tail happy there, I'm not gonna lie. Will anyone be able to challenge Relentless Nolan's 24.5? Stevie G cutting across to peel off into the pits. I'm not sure if that is allowed. As we got Carlsbury, I believe, on a cooldown. We got Lemmy K AFC trying to get a little bit of a slipstream from Carlsbury as he comes now into the final 2 corners. What is this going to be for the man in the Williams? To the line he'll come. It's going to be a 25.1, big improvement there from Lemmy K. We got Pariah currently down in 19th place on a 27 flat. He's going to be looking for a big improvement, but he takes too much of the inside curb, and around Pariah goes. And that is not a curb you want to be playing around with. You want to stay well off that curb wherever possible. Do not ever try and touch it. As I believe the next man to set a lap will be this man in the McLaren. It is Vettel. He's marginally up on the sector 1 time, but he needs to find a lot of time to really try and get himself in any kind of shape to try and take pole here. I don't think Nolan's going to be too threatened right now, as he has retired from the session. Of course, not able to set another lap, but what a benchmark he has put down here tonight in the Alpine. As we climb up the hill, how much is Vettel going to improve by? As we look at this middle sector split, he's up by 4 tenths. It's not enough. It's not even going to be enough to get into the top 10. Vettel needs a fantastic final sector right now if he wants any chance of climbing up and getting himself into the top 10. And here he comes to the line. It's going to be a 25.5, and it's only good enough for P14. And look at the traffic we got in the final sector. I believe Guys is on his final run. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him with CR7 though. Has that just put him off slightly going into the final 2 corners? I'm not sure, but he will have a little bit of a tow down towards the line, and it's going to be a 25.1 there for NSR Guys. As who is going to be the man to really take the fight here to Nolan? I believe Kobe has improved on his time and got a 24.9, and look at how close it is between these 3 guys. As we go on board with Special, who has shown pace here throughout qualifying. Is he going to be able to find the time to match Nolan? He's run wide, and that is going to be an invalidation there for Special, so he's not going to be able to improve. The checker flag is out on the session right now, so who is going to be the first man to cross the line? I believe it is going to be Vettel and Robin, but Robin just overstepping the boundaries of the track limits. Wesker, what's he saying in the middle sector? He's almost 2 tenths up as he comes through 2 and 13. And now, the final 2 corners. Is he going to be able to get himself up into the top 5 here? As Wesker to the line. What's this going to be for the man in the Aston Martin? He's going to do a 25 flat, so he doesn't get himself up the order. Meanwhile, CR7 has invalidated. CR7 is out. What about Kobe? Oh, big snap of oversteer there for the man in the Alpha Tauri. Scuba has also invalidated, so that is going to be the grid. Relentless Nolan, the man on pole position. Almost, well, he's just over 3 tenths clear, but a 24.5 compared to the grid, who his nearest rival is on a 24.9, an absolutely blistering lap from Relentless Nolan, and he takes the first pole position of the TTML season. Of course, another thing that we do have to keep our eyes on is those starting outside the top 10. Scuba, a very dangerous threat outside the top 10. Scuba, as we know, a man who has competed in Division 1 and in Division 2 over previous seasons here in TTML, is someone who could make the mediums work for him early on, keep himself out of trouble, get himself up the order. But we'll see how he gets on, as we're going to run you through the orders one more time. So it is Relentless Nolan, the man on pole position, ahead of URL Special in second place, locking out that front row with Nolan. Then we got CR7 in third, Kobe in fourth, Wesker in fifth, Madionas in sixth, Yaham in seventh, Limmy K in eighth, Giles in ninth, and then we got Free Pepper rounding out the top 10. And outside the top 10 with free choice of tyre compound, we have Stevie G, Scuba, Robin, Hapuli Boy, Vettel, Carlsbury, Pro Swelder, Vettel, and we got two Vettels. So we got CPI Vettel and we got FPL Vettel. Pariah in 19th, and then Heartbroken Lion unable to get a lap on the board. So the Alpines absolutely sandwich the field, one at the front, one at the back. We're going to see how Heartbroken Lion can get on in the race. Hopefully he can get off to a better start and do better in the race than what he did in qualifying. But right now his teammate in prime position on pole position. Absolutely blistering lap from Nolan to get himself pole position, and of course we're going to hope that everyone can keep it clean going into turns 1 and 2, because it does tighten up. You do see a decent amount of contact there, a bit of wheel banging if someone tries to brave a lunge down the inside. Of course we do not want to be seeing any contact between these guys. As we are about to get underway under the formation lap, and there you see the predicted tyre strategy is saying 2-stop, but we know 2-stop isn't the best strategy. Of course, it's going for these guys in the top 10 is going to be soft medium or soft hard. I can't imagine these guys going for a 2-stop unless we get a early safety car. Of course, these guys outside the top 10, apart from Pariah, everyone on the medium compound tyres. And Pariah, the odd one out on the softs. He's going to have to make these tyres absolutely work. He needs to get himself up the order ASAP. A few corners to worry about here in Bahrain, where we can see people losing the car, and that, of course, if you clip the inside curve at turn 1, you could very easily have a half spin there. And obviously if you're a bit too greedy on the traction coming through turns 2 and 3, you could also light up the rears and lose it there. Turn 4, you want to be making sure you're smooth on the throttle, as once again very easy to light up the rears and go for a half spin, or just do a complete Vettel and spin out there. But of course 5, 6 and 7, you need precision through that S section, as the curbs on the exit of 7 very dangerous and you do not want to be caught on them. Of course turns 9 and 10 very, very difficult if you do run no ABS, and of course through turns 12 very easy to lose it at the top of the hill, and through turn 13 very easy to run wide and pick up warnings. As we got everyone now coming around to take their grid positions. Already Nolan pulling up into pole position. Who is going to take victory here tonight? Let me know in the chat. Who are you backing? Nolan on pole position. We've got Special alongside him. We've got CR7, Kobe, Wesker, Mad Jonas, Yaham. Will anyone outside the top 10 do it? Will we see Scuba get up the order? Stevie G perhaps? Let me know in the chat. Who are you backing? As we wait for the 5 red lights to come on. There we go, we got a better camera angle. 5 red lights. Lights are out and we are underway here for the start of Season 5 in TTML. And looks like CR7 gets a fantastic start, already up in the 2nd place. A Special under pressure from Wesker and Kobe. Kobe losing out to Wesker there, side by side, as they come through turn 3 and now down towards turn 4. Is that 3 wide I'm seeing by here? No, it's not. CR7 going for the move on Nolan for the race lead. He's around the outside, but will turn to the inside for turn 5, and Nolan doesn't want to risk anything too early as Kobe and Special, they're trading positions in behind. But a good start there from CR7, immediately up into the race lead as we got Wesker trying to defend from Mad Jonas. Mad Jonas going a little bit deep. That opens things up for Yaham to maybe have a little bit of a peek. As, oh no, we have Paul Swelder, who is already out of the race on the exit of turn 8. And that is going to bring out a virtual safety car. And we did see the position change between Lemmy K and Giles and Scuba. 5-second time penalty for a collision with Free Pepper. Absolutely heartbreaking for the man in the Red Bull, and Paul Swelder leaving the session, retiring from the session. The worst possible start to a season for Paul Swelder. And you hate to see it, you really do. But let's have a look at who are the big gainers here as we wait for this VSC to come in. So CR7 up 2 spots. We got Nolan down 1, we got Kobe up 1, we got Special down 2. And outside the top 10, Vettel, FPL, Vettel up 2 spots. We got CPI Vettel up 2 spots. And we got Pariah up 2 spots, as well as we go back to the tyres as Scuba is straight into the pits. Obviously looking to get rid of that 5-second time penalty immediately. And with the VSC out, it's a good time to do it, really. He's going to check on set of the hard tyres. Will they go to the end? Time will tell. Are we going to see anyone try and jump the VSC early? Will we see any drive-through penalties come out? As we got the classic Codemasters glitch with the leaderboards, but Nolan currently in 2nd place, trying to get onto the back of CR7, who I believe has managed to get himself a bit of a gap there. As we got Kobe now putting Nolan under pressure. The Alpha Tauri versus the Alpine. This is the battle for 2nd place. We got Special not too far off the back. Gonna be lurking and waiting. Mad Jonas still keeping up with Wesker for 6th place. And there we go. We got the times sorted again. Well, the leaderboard sorted. We haven't got the time sorted because Kobe is not a lap down. Well, CR7, a fantastic opening lap from the man in the Red Bull. Obviously timing the VSC as well. He's able to pull out of that 1-second window, and Nolan's going to have to push to try and get back within it. As here goes Kobe looking around the outside of Nolan for 2nd place. Unable to do it though. That could open things up for Special. In fact, it doesn't, because Kobe's got a fantastic run on Nolan. And DRS wide open on the run down into turn 4. Nolan's going to try and hang it around the outside. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, I believe, between the two of them. But there we go. Kobe up in the 2nd place, and not much that Nolan could do, as we got Carlsbury around on the exit of turn 3. And that is not good for Carlsbury. As Nolan very quick in qualifying. Maybe the race pace isn't as good as the qualifying pace, but Maybe Nolan's just taking it easy right now, trying to anticipate, trying to make sure he does not pick up wing damage, trying to keep it nice and clean, knowing he has the pace to come back later in the race. But we will see. Right now he's currently in 3rd place, just been overtaken by Kobe. Special right on the back. We got Wesker not too far off as well. Mad Jonas is right in there. Also Yaham just a little bit far back, but he is keeping within that DRS window. Here we go as we start lap 4. Hopefully the times will sort themselves out. And yet we are starting to get the times sorted out. As you see, Yaham's just barely holding on as we got Nolan down the inside of Kobe for 2nd place. And Special trying to follow him through. Can Special get the run on Kobe to maybe try and get him into turn 4? No, he's going to be unable to do it. Kobe's going to have to sit in behind Nolan, who got a fantastic launch out of turn 2 and 3 and able to get back up into 2nd place, 2 seconds behind CR7. And Nolan will probably be thinking, right, it's time to close that down, but you just see him getting a little bit wide on the exit curb of turn 7, and he knows just how deadly that curb is, so he is very thankful right now that he is still in this race. Very easy to lose it. We got Wesker there going for a bit of a slide, and Mad Jonas there on traction losing it, and there goes Yaham up into 6th place. Yaham taking advantage of Mad Jonas there, going for a little bit of a half spin, and I believe Mad Jonas was slightly put off by Wesker having a bit of a spin, a bit of a slip and slide there, as we got Zach Carlsbury once again losing it on the exit of turn 8, and I think it is, but look at this now. Mad Jonas all over the back of Yaham, and Giles and Lemike right there behind, looking for any opportunity. Meanwhile, Wesker, I thought he was going to try and overtake Special, but Special's into the pits, and there goes Kobe straight through on Nolan with the help of DRS. What about Mad Jonas? Can he get through on Yaham? No, he cannot. He's got to stick in behind for the time being. Meanwhile, FPL Vettel on those mediums. He's just there right now. He's just holding on. But he is out of the DRS train, which is not good for his chances, and he is the start of that medium train that is beginning to form. Meanwhile, Special comes out of the pitch just behind Carlsbury, and Special confirmed now on the 2-stop strategy, a fresh set of soft tyres for the man in the Mercedes. Is that strategy going to work out for him? He is going to get the undercut, but he is going to have to make another pit stop. I believe that's Carlsbury around again. It is not looking good for Carlsbury right now. Meanwhile, Nolan and Kobe have dropped Wesker, so they are starting to pull away. CR7 still has a pretty comfortable advantage at this stage of the race, but Kobe does not have DRS. Nolan does, as he is slowly closing it. Has a little luck down the inside, but knows better than that, as we got Yaham and Wesker going at it. Yaham down the inside. He's going to be able to pull it off side by side as they come out through turn 2. But Wesker able to get ahead, but who is going to have the better run? As, oh my god, Mad Jonas going to look for the move down the inside of the both of them, but gets pinched there on the apex and unable to do it, and he has a bit of a moment there, lighting up the rears, and loses the further 2 positions to Giles and Lemike, and he's going to be under pressure now from Frey Pepper, who may have looked down the inside, but no, thinks better of it. Instead decides to give Mad Jonas a little bit of a push to say, come on mate, this way, keep on going. Meanwhile, Wesker, we're seeing him, he is under pressure right now from Yaham. Mad Jonas, he's got a lot of work to do to get himself back up there. Meanwhile, Nolan he's just in behind Kobe. He has 20% better ERS, and he does have the DRS as well. As Zach Carlsbury again, Carlsbury's around again on the exit of turn 7. It is not looking good for Carlsbury. at all today. I'm not sure if this is a bulky track for him or whether he's just not prepared as Kobe peels off into the pits, but Carlsbury he's having an absolute mare, and here goes Yaham straight past Wesker. What about Giles? Can Giles go around the outside? Into turn 1, he's going to look for the outside line, maybe for the switchback, but gets onto that inside curb, unable to get the traction down, and he's going to have to stick behind Aston Martin for the time being. There's a lot going on right now, especially in this battle. A special setting the new fastest lap, and of course he would be. And speaking of special, he has come out behind Kobe, so he's gone for the undercut on those soft tyres, and he's come out behind. And I think now the mediums are starting to come into play, because here comes FPL Vettel onto the back of this train. Look at Free Pepper. He's got a fantastic run on Mad Jonas as they go towards turn 11 up the hill. They keep it clean. Unfortunately, no contact, because that could have very easily ended horribly for one or both of them. But Free Pepper absolutely trying to force his way past. We got Giles there getting through on Wesker down the inside into the penultimate corner, and Giles up into 4th place as we're starting to see people peel off into the pits. In goes Nolan, in goes Yaham, and here comes Wesker back on the Williams of NSR. Giles, is he going to be able to do it? He's looking down the inside. Oh, they're wheel to wheel on the exit. Who is going to have the run? It is going to be Wesker who has the run. And I believe Wesker also has the DRS, and that's going to put Giles under pressure from his teammate, who has a little look down the inside, but no team orders at Williams just yet. Meanwhile, are we going to see the McLaren boys swap over soon? Mad Jonas, obviously his tyres are starting to wear, and he's got his teammate right behind him on a different strategy. Surely it would be wise for Mad Jonas to not hold up his teammate, maybe pit in this lap if he needs to, and let his teammate go hunting. Meanwhile, Stevie G directly behind, keeping with Vettel for now. If we got Special and Yaham having a bit of a scrap there for P16, both of these guys making their pit stop. Special on the sauce, Yaham on the mediums. And speaking of the tyre strategy, let's have a little look. So Kobe has gone onto a set of the mediums, Nolan onto a set of the hards, definitely going to the end there for Relentless Nolan. We have Special, who's definitely on the 2-stop strategies. He's gone soft. He needs another set of tyres, different compound though. As Yaham is on the set of the mediums. It is possible to get to the end of the race from here on the mediums, but it is such a high risk move, as Carlsbury is around again. Questions need to be asked of Carlsbury right now. As he backs off to let people through yellow flag, as Robin picks up a 3-second time penalty, as Mad Jonas and Giles into the pits. And we're starting to see the soft runners now coming in. But look at the gap that CR7 has to Wesker, for example. Like, he is absolutely mothering this guy by now by 9 seconds. He's pretty much got a second a lap on Wesker. Be interested to see what happens when the likes of Kobe, Nolan, Special, the likes of these guys, when they close up to the back of the likes of Broken Lion and Free Pepper. In fact, Heartbroken Lion is going to be Nolan's best friend here, I think. I think we may see the Alpines doing a bit of a job on Kobe here. Maybe hold him up, let Nolan close up to him. And we'll tell, are we going to see the top 3 into the pit? CR7 stays out, Wesker's in, Lemikay's in, Pariah stays out. Now we have DVG, and what is the... yellow flag. What was that for? Oh, Carlsbury into the pits and retiring. Apologies, I did not clock that. Meanwhile, Hapuli Boy and Pariah having a bit of a tussle there as they go into turns 6 and 7. Hapuli Boy though on those mediums right now, clearly the better tyre to be on. Able to get the move done on Pariah. And up into 4th place goes Hapuli Boy. Meanwhile, Mad Jonas able to get through on the girls who, of course, we are seeing the split in strategies right now. So we've got Mad Jonas on the mediums, girls on the hards. Wesker on the mediums, Lemmy K on the hards. We got Scuba on very worn hards, but of course Scuba making that very early pit stop on lap 1 underneath the VSC due to picking up a 5-second time penalty. Well, back up towards the sharp end, we have Stevie G on the back of FPL Vettel. That's Frey Pepper and CPI Vettel having a bit of a tussle there for P7, but we'll stay on board with this one. CR7 is into the pits, so setting the medium compound tyres. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out relative to the likes of Kobe, Nolan and Special. Stevie not close enough to make the move this time round, but Heartbroken Lion gets through on CPI Vettel. So Heartbroken Lion now up into 5th place. Where is CR7? He's side by side with Kobe actually. Kobe able to get the undercut to work for him. CR7 has lost the net race lead to Kobe. Kobe in the net race lead, but he is on all the tyres. You got to think the favour will come back towards CR7 later in this race. Meanwhile, Nolan has been overtaken by Special on those soft tyres, but it won't be long before those soft tyres start to drop off and we see Nolan coming straight back at him. And now Kobe and CR7 are on the back of CPI Vettel and Heartbroken Lion. CR7, he's just trying to get his tyres up to racing temp. Yeah, of course the first lap coming out of the pits is always a bit of a ropey one on the tyres, but CR7 should have full grip at his disposal now as CPI Vettel peels off into the pits, and that's a very early stop for the mediums, I'll have to say, as CR7 is he going to have a look down the inside. Oh, a little bit of a late-ish defensive move from Kobe. Any wing damage on CR7? Doesn't appear to be wing damage, as Stevie G's gone off. Stevie G has gone off and he has a time penalty to his name. Speaking of penalties, let's actually have a look, and he looks like he's got no front wing whatsoever. Heartbroken Lion needs to be careful, so does Kobe, so does CR7. Special right now with the fastest lap of the race. Here goes Kobe, superior traction coming out of turn 10. Heartbroken Lion can't do a thing about it. Well, Stevie struggling on to try and get himself back to the pits. These guys are going to have to be careful. He does have wing damage. Stevie staying off the racing line. Very respectful there from Stevie G. Stay off the racing line, let these guys go. He knows his strategy has been greatly affected here. And here comes CR7, superior traction from the man in the Red Bull. DRS wide open, and he is just going to cruise on by as they close up to Kobe with DRS. And you can see the red light flashing on that AlphaTauri. He does not have anything really left to fight with. CR7 on 80% ERS, Kobe on 10%. It is not going to be a good day for Kobe as soon as we get onto the main straight. Meanwhile, Nolan under pressure now from Yaham. These medium tyres starting to come into favour. Nolan is dropping back. into these medium runners. Meanwhile, I believe Special has made his pit stop. Yes, he has. He's come out 16th on the set in the mediums. Meanwhile, Wesker getting through on Mad Jonas. I think Mad Jonas may have had a bit of a moment there. And Wesker able to capitalise, get himself up into 9th place. And now we got Gals behind on the set of the hard compound tyres. We're going to go back up towards the front because we could have a change here for the net race lead. As CR7 is on the back and Nolan's picked up a 3-second time penalty. Relentless Nolan picking up a penalty, and that is not good for his chances for a podium here because he's got these guys all over the back of him. Yes, his tyres will be better towards the end of the race, but that 3-second time penalty could mean absolutely everything. That's CR7 not really pushing it yet. He does have such a superior ERS advantage, and with DRS as well, he could be clean past, use his ERS, and he could be out of that 1 second window in a very short amount of time. Meanwhile, Nolan under pressure from Yaham for 7th, which is for the net final spot on the podium. Net P3 this battle is for. As Yaham on those mediums, they are the better tyres right now. Nolan is at a bit of a disadvantage, but these hards will become the better tyres towards the end of the race. CR7 closing up to the back of Kobe once again, but not closing up enough. We got further down, so we got Wesker just ahead of Mad Jonas, and we got Giles and LeMcKay running in tandem with each other. The hard compound Williams runners in tandem. They've been together all race long pretty much. Are we going to see any moves? CR7, here he goes, DRS wide open as he is going to overtake Kobe and up into the race lead. 6% on Kobe as he gets down towards into turn 1, and Yaham down the inside of Nolan for a net P3. Yaham doesn't have the best of run though. This could be Nolan's opportunity to get back ahead. He's using his ERS, he's got DRS. Down the inside goes Nolan, and he is back up into P3. Can Yaham get the switch back? He has got the traction there. A big old squeeze there from Nolan, but all fair, all clean. Nolan maintaining 7th place for now. But Nolan is showing that he does not want to give this up without a fight. Yaham will have to stay behind for the time being. Stevie G's retired from the session. Into the pits goes the Mercedes and retires from the sessions. We got Scuba still down in 17th place. It's not been a good performance for him so far as Yaham gets through with the aid of DRS, and it looks like Nolan there, a big old slide through 11. Does Nolan have any damage perhaps? Not too sure, but that slide from Nolan, not exactly what you want to see. Meanwhile, towards the front, you see CR7, he has built a bit of a gap to Kobe now, and look at the ERS difference. I mean, we're talking 70% in the advantage of CR7. Meanwhile, Nolan gets back through on Yaham with DRS down into turn 1. Nolan back up into a net 3rd place, and he's got his teammate just up the road. And I believe now FPL Vettel, Hapuli Boy, Robin and Heartbroken Lion are going medium soft. They've taken these medium tyres a long way as Mad Jonas and Wesker side by side on the exit of turn 4 as they go into 5 and 6, giving each other the space through 7, and it looks like Wesker gets ahead, but he goes deep, and that could open things up for Mad Jonas on the run into 9 and 10. Was that? Oh, that was a big old hit from behind there. Mad Jonas there Given a bit of a tap from Giles. Is that front wing damage for the man in the Williams? He lets his teammate go though. He picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, and yes, it is front wing damage. His front right end plate is completely gone, and that right there might be Giles' race over and done with. He is going to drop himself well down the order with that small mistake. Meanwhile, Kobe, oh no, CR7's lost it. CR7 has lost it in the final corner somehow, and that has given Kobe a pretty sizable lead. I'm not sure what's happened there with CR7. Was there any contact as Nolan gets through on his teammate? And this is perfect for Nolan. His teammate now, the buffer to Yaham. Mad Jonas and Wesker side by side in turn 1. Mad Jonas make it work. Not this time. Wesker gets the run and gets the DRS and able to stay ahead. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened with CR7. But now he has Nolan directly behind him. And obviously if CR7's gone for a spin, those tyres are going to be pretty hot right now, and he's going to have to try and cool them down, which will give Nolan the opportunity to get the overtake done on him. Meanwhile, Heartbroken Lion, being the perfect wingman to Nolan, is holding up Yaham. He's keeping him at distance. Well, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here. Is there any wing damage? Doesn't appear to be. But Nolan now has DRS on CR7. Is he going to be able to get this move done? I think he is going to be just a little bit too far back this time around. But he is going to close up. He had a little peek down the inside, but thinks better of it. Meanwhile, Mad Jonas once again trying to get the move done on Wesker. Down the inside into turn 1. Wesker going to try and hold it around the outside. And if Wesker can pull this off, and it looks like it did look like he had a good chance, but just unable to deal with the traction of Mad Jonas there on the exit of turn 3. Mad Jonas now up into 8th place. Meanwhile, Len McKay is just sitting in behind. The Puny Boy on set, those softs not too far off. And this is going to be interesting now. You see here Puny Boy, where he's come out. What can Vettel and Robin do once they make their pit stops? How far up the order are these soft runners going to get? Well, Heartbroken Lion has lost touch with his teammate. But the gap between Nolan and Yaham now is over 2 seconds. So that is 2/3 of the job done as far as Nolan's penalty is concerned. And in comes FPL Vettel and TTG Robin. Kobe's in as well. Kobe in the pits with 10 laps to go. And it is soft tyres for Vettel, soft tyres for Robin, fresh mediums for Kobe, and soft tyres for Heartbroken Lion. Now this is very interesting as we got Wesker almost going straight into the back of Mad Jonas. What this has done now is put Nolan in a very good spot to maybe snag a podium here. With Kobe giving up track position as Pariah picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. With Kobe giving up track position, going into the pits. Obviously it's tyre away. Oh, as Nolan has a bit of a half spin there. That's going to lose him time, and now he's dropped out of DRS range of CR7. But as I was saying, with Kobe giving up track position, he has given Nolan a pretty much a 7-second gap to work with to Mad Jonas, who is constantly battling with Wesker and losing time. With these two battling, is helping Nolan make sure that his 3-second time penalty doesn't drop him off the podium. So Nolan right now is looking good for this podium. The question will be though, can Yaham, Mad Jonas and Wesker, can they take their tyres all the way to the end? Can CR7 Or has Nolan absolutely done a blinder here on strategy and has chosen the correct one? Meanwhile, Wesker once again trying to get back through on Mad Jonas with DRS, and he does get that job done. Lemmy K still sitting in behind, and he's just waiting for an opportunity now, the man in the Williams. Meanwhile, these guys on the fresh tyres, I mean, we're seeing the pace that they got. Purely by 2.6 seconds off the back of this battle for P4. FPL Vettel and TTG Robin with time penalties themselves, so I don't think they're going to be threatening the podium too much at this stage. We got Special, who is right there in P10, but he does have Kobe directly behind him, who was the race leader and actually had a pretty decent gap to CR7, but decides to go for a two-stop strategy, and he has given away all track position and possibly thrown away the chance of a win here today. Well, back up to this battle for P4. Mad Jonas on the back of Wesker. DRS wide open for the McLaren, but not closing in enough. Meanwhile, Kobe is closing in on Special, and he is going to look to the inside. The AlphaTauri down the inside of the Mercedes, side by side through 2 and 3, and there goes Kobe up into P10. Meanwhile, Heartbroken Lion able to get the job done on Pariah for P12, so a good job there from Heartbroken Lion, getting himself out of position, and a nice bit of clear air now to push into to catch up to these guys up ahead. Meanwhile, Hapuli Boy has joined on to the back of this three-way battle for P4, which is now turned into a four-way battle, as Hapuli Boy is now within DRS range of Limikey. Question is though, is he going to be able to use the advantage of those soft tyres to find the way through, to pick his way past these guys to get himself up in the fourth, so he can try and close up to the likes of Yaham and Nolan. Meanwhile, Yaham has kind of dropped off the back of Nolan a little bit. It was 1.7 a few laps ago, it is now 2.7 seconds, as I believe, oh, that's Kobe. Kobe's around, Kobe's out. And that's a full course safety car. A full course safety car here in F3 at Bahrain. Kobe out of the race. Where even is his car? Oh my god, it's off. It's right. I am baffled. Did he just get out on the curb? Was it contact? I don't know. But we're starting to see people peel off into the pits now for a fresh set of tyres. We got Yaham in for fresh sauce. We got Mad Jonas. We got Lemmy K. We got Special in. We got Pariah in. Free Pepper. CPI Vettel. Scuba. This is a big bonus now for Scuba. It brings him right back into this race after being out of it for so long. Guys is also into the pits. The top three have to pit surely, as Wesker, big old snap, big old slide. Does Hapuli Boy pit? Surely not. CR7, Nolan and Wesker, they surely have to pit. There's no way. With the soft runners now going to be directly behind them, it just makes no sense to stay out. Well, let's see, as CR7, does he peel off into the pits? Yes, he does. What about Nolan? Nolan into the pits. Wesker surely going to have to follow suit. The Purdy Boy does stay out. I believe Vettel and Robin will also stay out as well. Heartbroken Lion. This is a very Very interesting situation. He is also going to stay out, but he will be ahead of his teammate perhaps. It's actually going to be close, and I like that. Nice bit of teamwork there. Nice little bit of teamwork. I mean, Nolan with that 3-second time penalty, I don't think would have mind letting his teammate go ahead to maybe battle for the win. But Heartbroken Lion, I think, is going to play the wingman role and hold up everyone behind him so Nolan does not drop any further than 5th place. But look at the situation we have right now. Lap 23 of 29. The safety car is out. We have a Purely Boy in the race lead on 5-lap-old soft tyres. Then we got FPL Vettel and TTG Robin on 3-lap-old tyres. 3-lap-old soft tyres with penalties to name. CR7 on fresh softs in 4th place. No penalty to his name. And we got Relentless Nolan with 1 penalty to his name, also on the fresh tyres. We got his teammate in behind, Heartbroken Lion, with no penalties to his name, ahead of Yaham, Wesker, Mad Jonas, Lemike, Special, Pariah, Free Pepper, CPI Vettel, Scuba, who has just been given an absolute lifeline in this race after getting that 5-second time penalty at the start of this race and really just being absolutely nowhere for the entirety of the race. And NSR Giles, who he was in a very good spot at one point. He was right with his teammate in that battle for what was 4th place, but he ran into the back of Mad Jonas and lost a bit of front wing, picked up a 3-second time penalty and has dropped all the way to the back. Safety car is going to be up for 1 more lap. Guys, we're going on to lap 24 of 29. We'll have, I believe, 5 laps of green flag racing, 2 laps of DRS. Who is going to win round number 1 here at Bahrain? You see the penalty situation that people have. It's right there, right in front of you. Who is your money on? Who is going to be on the podium? Who's going to be on the top step? Let me know in the chat right now. Safety car surely going to be in at the end of this lap. A Purely Boy leads, Vettel in 2nd, FPL Vettel. TTG Robin in 3rd, CR7 in 4th, Nolan in 5th, Heartbroken Lion from last up into 6th, Yaham 7th, Wesker in 8th, Mad Jonas in 9th, Lemike in 10th, Special 11th, Pariah 12th, Free Pepper 13th, CPI Vettel in 14th, Scuba in 15th, and NSR Giles in 16th. 4 DNFs so far of Kobe, Stevie G, Carlsbury and Pro Swilder. Safety car, you shall be coming in at the end of this lap. And there we go, the lights are out. The Purely Boy is now the safety car barometer. He is going to be controlling the pace. Will it be victory for the man in the Haas? What about the Red Bull? Can the McLaren, Ferrari, can they keep a hold of a podium here? Will the Alpine of Nolan be able to get himself a podium? Will his teammate, Heartbroken Lion, find himself up there? And Vettel, 5-second time penalty, collision with Robin. I believe Robin will have the same penalty as well as we get ourselves underway. Purely Boy gets us going, but he hasn't really dropped anyone. Nolan, I think, a little bit too slow to react there as Mad Jonas and Wesker trade places, and here goes Yaham down the inside of Heartbroken Lion. Heartbroken Lion goes a little bit deeper, opens things up for Yaham, but Yaham sticks in behind. And now, oh, look at this run from Mad Jonas now. Down the inside, big old squeeze from Yaham. Meanwhile in the back we got Special going around, say a side by side. Mad Jonas and Yaham, and Mad Jonas forcing his way through. Meanwhile, we got Nolan and Robin side by side, and a big old snap. Oh, contact there with Heartbroken Lion and Robin into the wall. He's still in the race, but at what cost? As here goes Yaham down the inside into turns 9 and 10, and also Wesker following him through. Heartbroken Lion being absolutely swung into 9 and 10. I think he may have wing damage from that. He does have wing damage. He's missing his front left end plate. So Heartbroken Lion, absolute heartbreak for him as he has lost his front wing. Meanwhile, CR7 all over the back of FPL Vettel. We got Nolan in there, looking to try and make his way up the order as Free Pepper is out of the race on the exit of turn 12. As FPL Vettel gets the move down on a Pewley boy. There's so much going on right now, it's difficult to keep up. Meanwhile, CR7, oh my god, they are absolutely side by side. CR7, is he going to be able to get this done? He has got himself marching ahead. CR7 up in the second place ahead of a Pewley boy and in the net race lead. What about Nolan? What can he do? It's a good run out of turns 1 and 2. He's looking down the inside. Nolan down the inside. Fantastic. Nolan up into third place. Meanwhile, CR7 trying now to get onto the back of Vettel. Of course, he doesn't need to overtake Vettel. Vettel does have that time penalty, and Nolan also has a time penalty in behind. Meanwhile, Wesker down the inside of Mad Jonas into turn 8. Can Wesker pull this off? He is enough ahead, I think, but no, Mad Jonas tries it back down the inside. Contact made. Mad Jonas is around, and a pretty schoolboy error there from Mad Jonas. You really don't want to be trying it down the inside into that corner. It's just not going to work. Meanwhile, Wesker losing touch of Yaham now up ahead. So we got the top 5 kind of split away from Wesker and Lemike. Meanwhile, her Pewley boy on those tyres, I think, is struggling. Pewley boy really struggling to keep with these guys up ahead, and he's going to be easy pickings now for Yaham as we move on to lap 27 of 29. We see a big old snap for Yaham, but it doesn't stop him. ERS overtake, job done. Meanwhile, Vettel trying to come back at CR7 after CR7 getting past. CR7 now up into the race lead. The question is now, what can Nolan do? As Vettel's going to try and have a little look back down the inside, thinks better of it. Meanwhile, Yaham up into 4th place. Lemike down the inside of Wesker. Fantastic stuff there from Lemike. Up in the 6th place now for the man in the Williams. CPI Vettel trying to close up to Pariah. Meanwhile, Nolan getting through on Vettel. Down the inside into turn 8. Job done. Relentless Nolan up into 2nd place. And this is right where he needs to be. He needs to be up here now so he can try and pull away from Vettel to try and keep a hold of this podium. He does have a 3-second time penalty. Right now I think he'll drop to... Oh no, Nolan's lost it! Oh no, heartbreak for Nolan! Losing it in turn 11. Relentless Nolan. Unbelievable. That is crushing. That's crushing for the man who put on pole position by such a margin. It was looking good to get himself a podium here today, but it all fell apart on lap 27. But we're on lap 28 now. Yaham gets himself up in the 2nd place. Lemike gets through on her Pewley boy. Wesker also going to try down the inside. Wesker not wasting any time. And who's that trying to stick his nose in? It was Pariah in 7th place trying to get his nose in there, trying to get a part of the action. Meanwhile, Scuba all over the back of CPI Vettel. Scuba now to the outside of turn 4. And up into 8th place goes Scuba. And as I said, absolute saving grace our safety car was for this man. As Heartbroken Lion sets a new fastest lap of the race, Nolan will rejoin down in 13th. Crushing situation there for Nolan. Trying to look to see who is the most likely to try and make a move I believe Pariah is most likely to make a move on Purely Boy. Purely Boy no longer in DRS. In fact, Wesker could maybe try and get a move done on Lemmy K here if Lemmy K can't have a good final sector, but it looks like he's got a pretty decent one. Meanwhile, Scuba having a little look on Pariah. Could this be a double overtake for Scuba? He's got the ERS, he's got DRS, he's going to move to the inside of Pariah. Too far back to a Purely Boy. Pariah able to hold on though, and Scuba, oh, big old snap, he's able to catch it, but that's going to open things up now for CPI Vettel, who is unable to take advantage. Meanwhile, NSR Giles just sitting in behind, waiting for an opportunity. We're on the final lap of the race, if you can believe it. Right now, CR7, a big old 3-second lead to Yaham in second place. We got Vettel with his penalties. This is the battle for the podium right now. Lemmy K and Wesker. Purely Boy is there, he's battling with Pariah. Scuba is trying to get in the mix as well. CPI Vettel. Pariah is going to lose out to these guys on penalties, but very interesting here as Pariah now to the outside of a Purely Boy. A Purely Boy, a little bit of contact made between them, and that's going to allow Scuba to maybe try down the inside. And Vettel follows him, and is that Giles in there as well? Giles able to follow. A little bit of contact between Scuba and the Purely Boy, and 3 cars seize the opportunity to get themselves through a gap. And CR7 crosses the line in first place. We absolutely missed it, but Yaham in second place. Lemmy K will get third place ahead of Wesker in fourth. Meanwhile, Scuba comes home in fifth place. CPI Vettel in sixth. Purely Boy in seventh. Pariah in eighth. Vettel will come home in ninth. That is FPL Vettel. And Giles will cross the line in 10th place. Mad Jonas. What could have been for this man? What could have been for, well, what could have been for these 3 men actually, coming home in 11th, 12th and 13th respectfully, as Nolan picks up the fastest lap of the race, just showing the pace he had. Such a shame. There's such few laps to go. Just losing the back end as Robin crosses the line. Special was not in his car, but that is going to draw an end to the first round of season 5 here in TTML F3. CR7, that man right there in the Red Bull on the top step of the podium. Absolutely fantastic stuff from CR7. I believe only one mistake came from him, and that's when he went for a bit of a half spin. That was in the middle of his, I believe it was his medium stint. Lost so much time to Kobe, who unfortunately ended up DNF in this race, but we'll run you through the order one more time, and we'll see who the big gainers were here tonight. So CR7 is our race winner, with Yaham in second place, Lemmy K in third, rounding out the podium. And we got Wesker in fourth, Scuba in fifth, CPI Vettel in sixth, for Purely Boy in seventh, Pariah in eighth, Vettel, FPL Vettel 05 in ninth. Then we got NSR Giles in 10th, Mad Jonas in 11th, 12th place for Heartbroken Lion, and Relentless Nolan in 13th place, with TTG Robin in 14th. The ghosted car of Special comes home in 15th place, and our DNFers here tonight: Frey Pepper, Kobe, Stevie G, Carlsbury and Pro Swilder. And what could have been for the Alpine team? What could have been for Mad Jonas? What could have been for Kobe? All showing fantastic pace in this race, but the luck of the draw, I guess. But that is going to draw an end to round number 1 here in TTML. And what a race it was. A lot of talking points. I don't think we're going to hear the end of this in terms of the stewards' reports. Things can still change. Maybe a few penalties get removed, maybe a few penalties get handed out. I don't know. But next week we will be at Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix in Monza. That will be next week. So until next week with Formula 3, what we got to enjoy between now and then is, of course, Formula 4 and Formula 5 on tomorrow at 8 PM. And of course, if you want to catch up on the Formula 2 and Formula 1 side of TTML here tonight, make sure you guys go ahead and jump on that, as I'm sure all the races were just as fantastic as what we had here tonight. And just trying to find if there's anything else to say, and looking for a schedule, but I can't find the schedule right now. But yeah, we got Formula 4 and Formula 5 on tomorrow at 8 PM. Make sure you guys check out what happened in Formula 2 and Formula 1 also was racing here tonight. And of course, we had EML, the opening round in EML last night, if you guys want to go back and check them. For more League Racing TV action, make sure you guys subscribe, because we'll be back next week with more TTML F3.